We have been educated into ignorance. You know, take a look at it. And when people talk about, you know, oh, I eat healthy, they don't even know what eating healthy is. If you walk into a grocery store, 90% of the groceries in the grocery store are toxic and they'll cause cancer. 90%. You know what? If it's not from a farmer, it's not worth eating.
Real food doesn't have labels.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
I heard somebody say that recently. It really resonated.
Yeah.
Because most of the stuff that you're talking about, this 90% of the foods that cause cancer that are in the stores, and I've heard that statistic from others, and it's because of the fact that the foods that are in the middle aisles, they're all processed, right? They're all containing cancer-causing agents, chemicals, additives, GMOs, whatever. So you really want to shop around the outer edges of the store when you're shopping, right?
You know what it really comes down to?
What's that?
Oh, we're just so programmed. You know what? We're so dummied down. And I mean, we're all dummied down. I mean, you've got basically 3% of the population is in control of 97% of the money. The same families that have been controlling the planet for almost 200 years now, they've got it down to a fine art. They own the media, okay, and they download us continually, download us all this stuff. I mean, who else would play into all this stuff and make themselves so toxic and grow tumors and bathe in chlorinated water, drink chlorinated water, eat processed foods, and just keep piling garbage into it unless you've had a lobotomy?
It's programming, isn't it?
Oh, is it ever? Everything is about programming, and that's why the only way we're going to break this program is if you spend 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night actually working on yourself and become self-centered. You have to become self-centered. And you have to know one thing. Everybody lies. And all the corporations, they don't just lie, they will take your life. They do not care. You have to understand that there's very few families that own and control all these corporations, right? And do you ever hear of the queen bee? There's only one queen bee in the hive. All the rest of them are workers, and they will all be put to death to save the queen bee. Now, if you lived in a family and you've got 4 generations of this family to 5 generations in this family, and you were born and raised, and you couldn't even count how much money you had, and you had the power to manipulate countries, you wouldn't know any better, would you? So these families really, they manipulate us and they maneuver us and they get us to eat what they want, and it's just a big game.
Well, they get us to eat what they won't eat, right? When we look at, you talk about the big corporations. You know, one of the big corporations that manufactures that produces the GMO foods is Monsanto, right? They don't even serve their own GMO foods in their cafeteria, but they get us to eat them, right? Yeah. So this brainwashing is taking place. Let's go back. You mentioned that for the last couple hundred years, you know, the countries have been controlled by these families. Yes. Let's go back 100 years to really, when we looked at the rates of cancer, maybe 1 in 80 people in 1900 had cancer, and now the statistics are almost 1 in 2 people alive today will face cancer. Why this huge increase over the last century in cancer?
Well, because we have given our control away. We don't have our own garden. You don't have your own garden, you don't have your own control. You know, today well, for one thing, if I can say this, okay, so let's really take it where it was, okay? So why don't we go back to Nixon, right? He was the president that was going to end all cancers, the war on cancer, right? Well, look at, you know what? What they wanted to do is they wanted to galvanize us, right? How can we get everybody in fear, in panic, and get them motivated into our big thing, which is cancer, the big moneymaker, right? If you can give somebody cancer, then you're going to jack up your sales. And remember something, you know what? When it really comes push to shove, you know what? You would save your family before you would save me. Well, they'll save their family before they'll save all the other families. So now Nixon's going to end the war on cancer. Well, he was either lied to, okay, or he was a big crook, right? I'll never tell a lie. But so what happened was, so now we're going to end the war on cancer. So we're going to get everybody involved. We're going to get them to run for it. We're going to get them to jump for it. We're going to get them to pray for it. We're going to get them to beg for it. So now everybody, you can't go anywhere without giving money I can't buy groceries without somebody wanting money from me. And now they know they can't get it from other places. So now it's about the children, okay? Or it's breast cancer because they're sexy. Meanwhile, we got lung cancer more. So why is cancer so big? Well, you are what you think about. I mean, my little girl, you know, she got a pimple and she said, "Oh, Daddy, is this a tumor?" I mean, that's programming. But it's not just that. You know, at the same time they've got us panicking in fear, we're drinking out of plastic bottles. You know, our foods are loaded with chemicals, GMOs. It doesn't end, does it?
Hi, this is Ty Bollinger. Thanks for watching. If you want to know the truth about cancer, click the link in the description below to watch our award-winning docu-series, The Truth About Cancer, A Global Quest.